Murdoch. I'm coming to get you.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last? I lied.
Get off my plane.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
John, I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes. Shoot you between the balls.
The disease. But I'm the cure.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent.
There can be only one.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Yippee-ki-yay. I'm going to kill them all, sir.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Gimme Back My Action Movies, the podcast. I am one of your hosts, Charlie. With me, as always, is Nate. Say hello to the people, Nate.
Yeah, monkey.
Go, monkey.
Get here, monkey.
Go away, monkey. And next to Nate on my computer screen is a man that will definitely put his hand in your refrigerator without asking. It's Pete.
You're darn right. And grab a beer. Thank you very much. I am excited to be here tonight. This was an interesting pick, Charlie.
This is kind of a joint pick, I have to say, because we're doing a month of no theme. We're just picking some movies.
Honestly, thank God. Kind of hard to do a theme because then you go, well, we do this. You're like, well, it doesn't fall underneath any of the theme months. You're not allowed to do that movie this year.
Somehow we self-impose rules on ourselves when we never intended to do that. But
Back to a corner.
I had popped this on, I don't know, maybe a month or month and a half ago, was watching it and just put it in the group chat going, God, we need to cover the rundown. I forgot how freaking good this movie is. And Nate goes, it's amazing. Let's do it. When can we do it? And I was like, May. Let's do May. So kind of a joint pick for me and Nate, and drug Pete along, but knew he would be down for this. Is a
usually how it works. You're dragging me along for these.
Yeah, but I thought I might be able to get you back on my side a little bit.
Yeah, we
I
like
lost
to whip you and then drag you.
Sure.
I lost him a little
Right.
bit during the Wheel of Pain, but it's okay. I'll see
That's
if I can
all right.
claw him back.
I was there for most
We
of
had a
it.
good time. We all had a good time during the Wheel of
What
Pain.
the Wheel
We
of
all
Pain
had a
will
good
do,
time.
though.
That's right.
It brings the
That's right.
pain.
You just have no idea. Chaos. So yeah, wanted to cover a rock movie. I don't think we've
This
done
is our first
first.
The Rock film.
The Rock.
But not The Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah, we haven't done The Rock either.
Yeah, we still got to do The Rock.
We've done 2 Sean Connerys though, so we're doing pretty good there.
True.
Yeah.
We're all right.
And
with
we've done a
Sean.
Nicolas Cage, so I think we've bought some time on that. But all right, boys. Well, I took pity on you guys. I looked up the trailer for this, and I was like, Jesus Christ! The 2000s thought we needed to see a third of the movie before we went to the theaters, and it was like well over 2 minutes for a trailer, and I went, not tonight. So I grabbed you the
Thank
TV trailer for the rundown. So here we go.
He's a good man. I do not want to hurt them. In a bad business. I do not want to fight. But even good men. We are not fighting. Get pushed too far. Try to be reasonable. This Friday, see the movie that marks the arrival of The Rock.
I'm impressed.
As a bona fide movie star.
Do you work out?
2 thumbs up for The Rundown. Rated PG-13 at theaters Friday.
There you go. Short, sweet.
Short,
it's gonna be
sweet.
there Friday.
That's the way a trailer should be. Don't tell me the whole
But
damn movie. Just
It is interesting.
tell me when it's
This
out.
is the movie that is the bona fide action star for The Rock.
It's not his first appearance
not,
because he
though.
done.
He did Mummy Returns and then The Scorpion King.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Those I wouldn't.
I stand by
you could count
Scorpion King
King,
before
but-
I stand by Mummy Returns.
Mummy Returns. That ending was bad.
It was bad
I-
CG.
a
The ending
very
was
bad
cool.
CG.
level of bad that is
Yeah,
embarrassing.
it's really bad. I like the movie itself. The CG sucks so bad. Yeah,
It's just the ending was they were trying to pigeonhole
Yeah.
a sequel.
And
I think.
I'm
What they
I'm
did
with
was
Nate.
exactly that with a
Yeah.
prequel.
Well, yeah.
I'm a fan of the Scorpion King. I actually
I
enjoy that
think
movie.
it's a
It was-
good adventure
yeah.
movie.
It's perfectly fine adventure.
It's one I
action.
like to watch, like whenever I'm in the mood to watch like Conan or any of my like sword and sorcery
yeah.
barbarian movies. Like Scorpion King, that one works really well. I like that. So I have no problem with it. But this one is his first, like, let's try to make him an action star, which was a huge thing that, WWE was trying to do with
and you
their
have
top players.
Arnold making a cameo in this as if to pass the torch.
Pass the torch.
So
Mhm.
nobody knew Arnold was going to be
Oh, I
on the
took it.
set that day.
Oh,
He
really?
was filming a cameo for one of the other Terminator movies. Might have been Salvation or something. I could be wrong. But because he had that real quick bit thing in there, he wandered on set and they, obviously, who Arnold is. And they go, hey, you want to just have a real quick cameo in the movie? Just have fun with it. And he's like, sure. So that's literally just him as if he just showed up on set. He just casually walks by.
Uncredited, so they didn't have
Nothing
to pay.
paid. It was just
Classic
fun.
Arnold
cool.
just having a good time.
What a
then.
good guy.
And
guy.
everyone's
He's
like,
got money.
oh, they're passing the torch. And then Arnold's just sitting there going, I just showed up. That's all there
Passing
was.
the torch. That's all you had to do.
It wasn't deliberate, but it kind of
Yeah.
It works. It does.
And in a way, like, The Rock never did quite. God.
I want to
He's
get
got-
into this.
Yeah, he's got good movies. But yeah, let's save it. Let's
Let's get into that a little bit. Let's start, Nate. Let's start with you. When's the first time you watched The Rundown? You would have been
I was like
14 or 15.
14 when this came out.
Yeah.
I remember this was one of the ones that me and a buddy rented from like Family Video. It was The Rock came out. It had the guy from American Pie, Christopher Walken. This would have been around the time that Walken probably did the cowbell skit, like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Walken was everywhere, like, a resurgence of the man. And
God,
I remember
I need more cowbell.
it was always a thing where like I would go and stay at like my buddy's house or something like that. And then sometimes the parents would go and rent movies themselves. So then like the next day would come back home. And I want to say this is probably one of the ones that like, oh, I just watched this at Kyle's house, but now we're going to watch The Rundown again. And I did not mind. I honestly couldn't tell you the last time that I've seen this though. So when you were like mentioned it, I was like, oh, hell yeah. That'd be a cool one. Everything of my memory on that is just fun, I remember like 15. I don't want to say being disappointed, but definitely that 15-year-old mindset of like, oh, it's not rated R. I just wish he would use guns more often and like there would be way more like hardcore violence. But little did I know a movie called Crank was like a year or two down the road from this. So
Yeah.
But I think more as an adult and knowing what the movie is more so now and having that type of appreciation about just like, does it have lots of blood? It's an okay action movie. It's like, nah, this is a lot of fun.
It's PG-13.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
it fits that mold
when you grew
perfectly.
up watching the Wrestling Attitude
No,
era,
I know what you mean.
and it's The Rock, it's just like, oh, The Rock should be in R-rated movies, but instead it was like Arnold. And instead it was Scorpion King, Walking Tall, a lot of PG-13 ones. And I think his first R-rated film was Faster, which is the movie that I assume Charlie would have brought to the table first for a Rock movie.
So yeah, we'll get into that in a second. So let's hit Pete up real quick. Pete, when was the first time you watched The Rundown?
Last night.
Oh wow.
First time when you
Oh yeah, we busted you out last
completely,
week. So
I deserve it, and I'm owning up to it. I thought you said Runaway for whatever stupid
They
reason.
both start with R.
So I went out. Yeah. They both start with Run.
Yeah,
So you
okay.
give me that much at least. Runaways with Gene Simmons and Tom Selleck. And I was kind of excited to watch that one because it looked terrible. But then you said The Rundown. I went, excuse me, what? What movie did I not get? So I scrambled to get it. I did get it from the library, thankfully, because I wouldn't really want to pay for this. I thought I had never seen this before because none of it looked familiar on the cover or the description of it. And then I start watching it. And I'm like, I think I've seen some of this. And I know for sure, like those long trailers, there was a lot of that jungle fight
Mhm.
scene
Yeah.
in that trailer, and I remember Christopher Walken looking the way he does in this movie. uh, but I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through. So this was a fresh watch for me. Brand spanking new to
Awesome.
my eyes.
Well, that's
Nice.
always good that
21
we
years
can-
later, and we get him. Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, I feel like I'm Charlie here a little bit. I don't watch movies unless they're
Older.
of a
Yeah,
certain
21
a
years old.
certain vintage.
movies of a certain vintage.
But yeah, well, when it comes to me, Nate, you're not wrong. I have kind of wrestled with what rock movie to bring on to the show. I love Faster. That is my rock movie. I adore it. Don't know if I'd technically classify it as an action movie though.
That's the thing, though. Like, it's like his leading man R-rated movie. It's like,
Yeah.
God, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I don't know if it would really mesh well for the show.
I have watched it not too long ago because again, I absolutely love it. There are elements that are action. There's an assassin. He's technically like an assassin, but there is a whole lot of story and context and stuff you got to follow. It's
You
not
know how we're against story and
damn
context on this
stories.
show. Getting
Yeah.
in the way of the bang bang and the boom boom.
That's right. And a lot of dark topics in that movie. So I think I held off on that. Honestly, the movie I've always thought about bringing on here was Doom, which was his first R-rated movie.
Oh yeah,
Um,
there was stupid Doom.
That wasn't a make of the
Yeah, it
game.
Yeah, that was the game.
It even has
Was
like a
it? No
6-minute
shit.
first-person shooter moment, which is
Yep.
awesome.
Oh, I'm totally.
I
gonna
will
go watch
It
it.
is
say,
cool. Carl
and it's
Urban
got
is
Carl
badass
Urban.
in it. Yes.
It's a movie that if they would make it now would be probably amazing, but they made it in like 2005, and it's not.
Yeah. Damn, dude, you nailed it. 2005. That's exactly when it came out.
Nice.
But I had seen the rundown. I don't think I watched this one in theater. I think I caught it renting it. And it was just fun. Like it's just there's the perfect amount of comedy and action that keeps you engaged. I'm never bored during this
Pacing
movie.
is great in this movie.
Yes,
and
it moves. It cooks.
It's like an hour 40-ish, which
Yeah.
can drag if you're not careful.
But-
This doesn't feel like it. This feels like a boom, boom,
Has a
boom
complete
action
story
movie.
that doesn't need like sequel bait at the end.
No, I don't need to see him
Doesn't
open
need a lot
his
of
restaurant
hand-holding.
or anything like that.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of holds their own. Sean William Scott was a hot property back then just because of the American
Stifler.
Pie movies. He was a Stifler. So, and it worked. He was goofy, but not stupid goofy. They actually made him fairly smart.
Are you sure
Well,
about that?
he's
He's smart. He
He's
solves
smart
the
in
Indiana
this.
Jones puzzle.
yeah, but
Mm.
he's
I
not.
like Sean William Scott though. I think the dude's funny.
He's funny.
and
He
he's
was not like he
charismatic.
was in Dukes of Hazzard with Johnny Knoxville. You
Yeah.
know that's the goofy side of Sean William Scott. This one I had fun with it. He's still the comedy relief. He is still the comedian, but The Rock's actually got pretty good comedy timing in this for playing
That's
the straight
thing,
man.
The Rock is always, no matter what, even with like, I haven't watched a couple of his most recent movies because like he has been kind of like on a downward trend. He's charismatic as hell.
Oh God, yeah.
Like,
Yes. Not since Arnold did you have somebody, a large, hulking
Who can-
individual that had charm
He
and
can
comedic
act.
talent or
the only
timing.
thing,
And he's a
that
good
is,
actor.
like-
He's got the trifecta as
Yeah.
far as action movies.
person,
I really think he is this so-called passing of the torch was
I
correct.
think
He picked it up and he
to
ran
an
with it.
extent, I do think who should have maybe gotten the torch, so to speak, should have been Batista. Because if there's one thing that Batista has proven is how much range that man has, and
Mhm.
still has the bulkiness, can act his ass
But
off.
The Rock was before
Exactly. It's
Batista,
just the
wasn't he?
timing of it.
I
Yeah.
mean, they're just the same way with John Cena. He seems to be on the up and up, and
well, this is
this-
the funny thing.
It's just who
John
was
Cena
first.
was shortly after this by like a year or two.
Yeah,
and he
doing
had
the
some
Marine.
stinkers in
Oh.
the beginning. He had some really shitty movies
Oh,
up
wow.
until
Yeah.
recently, where he's kind of now found his groove. And
His his best one was the Marine, and then they kind of ran with it, and they kind of did get watered down afterward. But you also got to realize this is them dipping their toes after putting so much effort early on in like the 80s and 90s, trying to get people like Roddy Rowdy Piper, Hulk Hogan, all of these
Stone
wrestlers to
Cold.
be.
They did the
Now,
same thing in
Stone
Condemned.
Cold, and that's afterwards. Believe it or not, I think Stone Cold's done more movies than almost any wrestler out there. There's certain
He's just done
times
a
you
lot
go
of
on.
really
A single
bad
one.
direct-to-video.
Hey,
I
they
could
pay the
name
bills.
the cover
That's
of
money.
any
Yep.
of those like movies that you would just find on
Oh,
Tubi, where it's like
they're all
his
over the
face
place
is
like
really
that.
big. There's a bunch of other people in the top right corner, a list of names. They're all poorly photoshopped. It
Yeah.
looks like a dude who has a Facebook account that would just complain about modern action movies because they don't look like the Stone Cold cover, you know?
I feel called out. But, you know, it's there's been a few that I've watched that are actually decent, but I think I prefer that because this may be a hot take for some people. It may not be a hot take for some people. I'm not a fan of The Rock anymore. I'm kind of over him as an actor. He's turned into a bit of an ass, especially after the whole Black Adam DC garbage that happened. And he put out just mediocre after mediocre after mediocre movie. And it's part of Hollywood. He fell into that little black hole, and it's do this or you're not going to do any more. And I'm sure that was told to him, but he got way too cocky. And
I think it's a bit of cockiness, and unlike Batista, who has worked with some phenomenal directors who
Yeah.
know how to use him, The Rock hasn't. And unlike Arnold, who back in the day worked with phenomenal directors, I mean, James Cameron, right?
Yeah.
The Rock hasn't had that, unfortunately. And like, yes, he's like the best part of Fast Five. Adding him to the Fast and Furious franchise was brilliant.
I thought it was a great
The
move.
Hobbs and Shaw movie is a lot of fun. I think
One
the
of my
Jumanji
favorites.
movies are fun. It really is like where Red Notice, Black Adam, Jungle Cruise, like all these strings start to come together, and you're starting to realize, like, man, like they're not really utilizing The Rock, and he's not utilizing himself properly.
No.
Unlike John Cena, who's now found like this great comedy, stretch that he's in.
But
He's
he's got-
fantastic as Peacemaker.
But he's got to be careful because now they're starting to throw him in the same shit they would do with The Rock. He's doing those like direct to prime comedies.
It's only a matter of time before he does a babysitter movie.
He-
They all got to
he's-
do one babysitter movie.
Babysitter or a tooth fairy or some magical fucking
they gotta be a
creature.
magical unicorn or something. And that's the thing. Like, The Rock recently returned to WWE for like a little stint to be the villain,
Yeah.
and he was scary. Like some of the promo clips and stuff. It's like, all right, if The Rock is going to be doing this for a little bit, let's make him a villain in a movie and make him like a seriously scary villain, because the character that they had him coming back as was legit terrifying. Like,
They dipped their toe with Black Adam because he's not technically the good guy, but he ends up being the
he's
good guy.
Just shams bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, DC, no one wanted $200 million Black Adam movie.
Sadly,
No, we didn't.
No one asked
And
for
I'm
it.
sorry, The Rock, as much as you can't, champion that, we didn't want it.
Nah.
And now that entire universe is torched. Gunn's taking over and doing something completely different. So it's dead. It's gone. So what was all that for? But I don't know. And I don't want to be this isn't about harping on The Rock and everything, but this was
it's
an
just
opportunity to
interesting
talk about
topic,
it.
I thought, especially
I'm with
watching this, and I was like, God, like the early Rock movies are just fun.
This is my favorite era of The Rock. The Rundown, I love Walking Tall as well. That is a
great.
fantastic movie. I am a fan of Doom. Faster is
Don't know why you're a fan of Doom, but whatever.
Faster is peak what I was wanting The Rock to do. Matter of fact, Faster's the closest you'll get to probably a true what you could see him as a villain. Even though he's not technically a villain in it, he's not a good guy either.
Yeah. I mean, the G.I. Joe sequel, it's fun.
I like
Ninjas
him
fighting each other,
but I don't like the movie.
It's
you know,
it's better than the first one. That's all I can say.
that
That
that's not
that
saying
car
much.
was basically
Wow.
on the
Wow.
ground, and all they had to do was hop over it. And even then, when they hopped,
They
they
tripped
somehow tripped.
and still got Snake Eyes the movie to come out somehow. I don't know.
somehow. But Pain
Boy,
and
I
Gain was a
didn't
great
watch
rock
that.
Don't
movie.
watch it.
I won't.
But yeah, I have not watched things like San Andreas or Hercules
San Andreas
or
wasn't that great. Hercules was fun.
Skyscraper. I think was
Didn't
that the
watch
other
it.
one?
It's a
No.
Die Hard ripoff, but PG-13. It's like, why do
Oh,
I
sure.
need that? I have Die Hard.
Right.
Mhm.
But speaking of a PG-13 rock movie, let's get back into the rundown here a little bit. Asset collector working for the mob, basically. We got Beck,
Right.
who is the Rock, and the movie starts and grabs you immediately going into that club and has to
The
collect money.
entire offensive line
line.
is here, and he makes the phone
Those dudes are
call.
big.
And he's like, "Wow, dude, they got a really good shot this year to go again. Like,
I don't want to hurt
anyone."
him. And that's your clue. Like, what did he say? He said, I don't want to hurt them. And then we get that badass fight. You boys got represented. There was one dude there that was OSU alum.
Yeah, we
You
did.
know,
Yep.
because Jackie goes, ooh, OSU.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna mention college football teams and you don't mention OSU, then you did something wrong.
You
That's
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah,
half your movie viewers are not going to watch the movie now. It's like,
they
well, you
only
didn't talk
pour in
about us.
billions of dollars into that program, so
Yeah, that's on the low end. So yeah, this entire opening segment just starts at like 100 miles an hour. Like it is so well choreographed and done, with this whole fight sequence with the offensive line, these giant football players. It's also kind of weird to look at The Rock now and see The Rock back then. He
You know
looks
what's funny?
tiny.
he
He's
looks
a big
tiny,
man
but
in this movie, but he's a gianter man in later
I'm
a
years.
ready to have your
gianter.
mind blown though, because I had to look it up. I was like, I wonder
Like,
how
"Where's
much he
adorable?
like
You just want to pinch his
weighs
cheeks."
now. Oh yeah, he's the Pebble now, or back then he was the
Pebble.
Pebble.
He's
And
a stone.
now he's this boulder. He weighed more back then than he weighs now by 15 pounds.
Crap.
I could actually see that, but he's
bulked up.
focused.
Yeah. Because The Rock now is a very, very scary man. Back then he was big and scary, but
Yeah.
now he legitimately terrifies me.
Yeah. He's a bulging man.
And it
Huge
just
bulges.
seemed to happen right after Fast 5, where he went, I ate The Rock. I am The Rock now.
I think it was he looked at and went, I'm that close in size to Vin Diesel. Fuck that. I need to be 5 times the size of Vin
And then
Diesel.
Vin Diesel went, you could beat me.
Right. And then he
I'm
tried
Vin
to get
Diesel.
big, but The Rock was still 2 times his size as those movies went.
Vin Diesel has the dad bod to a T.
Oh yeah.
Where there is no muscles. It's just he's just a big guy who happened to eat some chili cheese burritos that we all enjoy. But his all seem to go into one spot. It's the same
Hey.
spot that mine keep going to.
I was going to say,
Belly.
you better watch who you're talking about here, because
No
on
belly.
paper, I'm the same size as these guys, okay? Don't take a picture of all of us together. Yeah.
But it's
huge
funny.
difference.
He also, The Rock has hair in this.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
a
think
little
when
weird.
when he doesn't have hair, it adds to intimidation
That's
to
the
it.
scary. Yeah.
But they find all these like bigger guys that are a whole head taller than him for him
Seriously,
to
these
wreck
guys
with.
are literally a head taller than him. I don't know where they pick these guys up.
I believe they're all football
Incredibly
players.
big. For sure.
Or ex-football players, but I mean, there's some
Right.
Well,
there's
they
some
would have been
giant
XFL
dudes.
players, 2003.
But I love how this fight
Oh, yeah.
starts. Is he's talking to his boss and said, do I have to get, can
Yeah,
you
do it
come
another
Monday
night."
and just
Yeah.
do it another night. I don't want to do this in public. No, you got to go do it. He's like, son of a bitch. He's so reluctant to do this. And
He's reluctant to fight, and that's
Yeah.
what you find out later as it goes. And I like that. And I like his
I
his
like that
options
as well.
that he
Yeah.
gives everybody too.
But like,
that's his shtick through the whole film.
Yeah.
but I love that option A when he tells you, you give me the ring in peace, or option B is the complete opposite. So
Yeah.
your choice. And the guy's
You're
like, well,
good.
I'm gonna go with option B. He's like, wrong choice. And
Wrong
instantly
choice,
knocks
dude.
out one of the big ass dudes. But what I love about this intro fight is how much property destruction there's going on.
Oh, the
in
bar is
this.
trashed, or the club,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Yeah.
That's
He even
always-
takes the turntable off of the disc jockey table and
Yeah.
smashes somebody over the head with it.
He smashes that dude over the head and then throws
And
it
then
and
throws
hits
it at
the
somebody else.
dude in the legs that he needs to get the ring from. It's an amazing thing, and I like it. Like pulls up all the stats for everybody
Mhm.
as
It
he's
shows
talking about them.
their highlight reel of them,
Yeah.
hitting
Right.
people and stuff.
How
And
tall
then
hard
it
they
shows
are and
Beck, and it's
quarterback,
asset
linebacker. Yeah.
acquirer, and he gets the ring and everything, and then he gets bitched out when he gets outside, and that dude with the beanbag shotgun, who's like a third of his size,
Who was
takes
the
him out.
contingency plan?
Yeah, he was just there for backup. He got you with those beanbags. Oh,
Nasty ass black eye.
dude, you don't want to be hit by those things.
No.
I love the slow mo
I
of it
want somebody to
coming
throw it at
out,
me.
and it spreads so it it hits full impact. I know I already said Johnny Knoxville earlier, but I won't forget that they did that thing where they were shooting them with the beanbags and
Ooh.
showing all the bruising. Like, you guys realize you could die from
You're
this,
idiots.
right?
These people are idiots.
Yeah.
How they didn't die, I don't know.
Blood
Let's-
clots are a thing. You
let's
know
talk
what I
about This
mean?
movie instead of Johnny
Not for
Knoxville.
Knoxville.
Yeah, it was pertinent. I don't want to
It
be shot
is.
by a beanbag.
No.
It says less lethal, not non-lethal. That's what the key word in those things are. And then we get to see whatever the main dude's name is, that the Rock works for.
mob boss.
Billy?
Yeah.
Billy,
Whatever.
that's what it was.
Billy, right.
Because all I couldn't get over, and it's probably one of the things that makes me mad in this movie, is my dude is one of his main like bodyguards, but Sven Thorson is sitting in the background this entire movie not doing shit.
Was he?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Sven Thorson in the back, which probably is why Arnold ended up on the set, because they're best
They're
friends.
buddies. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been friends
Oh.
way back in bodybuilding and Conan and all that stuff. But I was like, why wasn't he like in a fight scene or something? He was
was just
literally
there.
he was background furniture for the entire
Oh,
movie.
That
That's
pays the
so
bills too.
disappointing.
And that really did make me mad, man, because I like Sven.
Oh, sure.
You know? But he gets the mission to go down, and we find out he wants to be a chef, which I'm like, okay, cool. That
Okay.
I don't have a
whatever.
problem with that. You know, he
he's
wants
just gonna
out
make pancakes and chicken, I feel like, and that's it.
with some
that way you gotta
porcini.
have-
Wow.
You gotta have all the
Don't
protein.
you mean waffles and chicken, Nate?
No, I think it's. I
Mm.
think all he eats is
Oh, okay.
pancakes
I
and
thought you were being a
chicken
racist again.
and pizza.
Oh, God.
No, I'm talking about The Rock's actual diet plan. You ass. This is big words come from the guy that picked a movie that takes place in Spain for Cinco de Mayo month.
I got it wrong, and I admitted it.
I got entire regions wrong because they both speak Spanish. Different versions of it on Cinco de Mayo, the Mexican
Long
holiday.
time ago.
There's something going on between you two, because those are some
There is
deep
now.
cuts that were being thrown back and
There is
forth at one
now.
another. Jesus, I mean,
No
I
hands.
knew where you were going, but I was like, I'm sure Pete doesn't follow The Rock on Instagram.
I don't.
He has his cheat days, and it's literally a stack of pancakes
Like 2
the
plates
size
worth.
of Nate.
Yeah. And he'll get both of those. He'll eat like 7 pizzas and like 4 rotisserie chickens.
Good God.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's his cheat day.
That's
Yeah.
And then he's back
And
on.
then he's in a coma for 3 days, and then he gets back to working out.
Then he poops out what he used to
Yeah.
look like.
Let me tell you.
Actually, that's what it is. He's
That's gonna be a
what do
poop.
snakes do? They molt. That's what he does.
That The Rock's been molting
Yeah.
this entire
That's how he
time.
gets bigger each time. Is he's
Oh
molting.
my God, man. And then he gets sent down to South America to find Sean William Scott, who is basically not Indiana Jones, but they're towing that line a little
He's
bit
a
with this movie.
so-
stupid idiot
They're-
that happens
they're-
to hunt for treasure.
Pulling a Tomb Raider, and it happens to be this mob boss's son, I think.
Yeah, it's
Is
his
it- yeah.
son.
It's his son.
And
He's
he-
down there fucking around. Go get him, bring him back. I don't want.
Yeah, he made the wrong people mad or whatever,
Right, I
which
don't know.
we don't find out what it is until the dead last end.
He slept with somebody's wife.
Yeah, I was like, all of this
Yeah,
for that?
all because he happened to sleep with someone in
Oh.
Chicago.
I didn't know she was married, Dad. I'm like, that's what all this was about? You should have just been like, look, he's in South America. He's out of your hair.
Exactly.
Don't worry about
if
him.
anything, he's let him go do his thing.
Because
And he
what it
happened-
sounds like, he was kind of under the thumb of Christopher Walken anyway.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, he's got to give me 60% of whatever he finds in the jungle. I give him a bed to sleep in, and he gets to excavate around my mine. Which, good Lord, the size of that mine when they get down there.
Oh, do you know that was based off a real thing?
Some of that was actual footage
Yeah.
Oh,
of
really?
a mine.
Sarah Pallotta, I think.
Yeah.
Sarah Pallotta.
Is that the
it-
footage that Elon Musk and his family used to, get the batteries?
Probably.
Probably very similar.
I-
But yeah, it's gross. If you look it up, the Brazilian.
Yeah, I
gold
know.
rush-
Elon Musk family's gross. It's very gross.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but no, I mean, this is they're kind of trying to say something that like this is
I
actually
figured-
happening.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Or it happened.
I
happened.
thought
Yes.
it might have been CG. I couldn't quite tell because
Oh,
Some of it is.
some
of
of
it
the
is.
green
Yeah.
screen in this has now. It's not bad,
it's
but some of
pretty
it's
rough.
aged.
There was a couple of
you know?
shots of like, ooh, that's bad.
Flaming tire near someone's head. Not the best.
It wasn't that bad though. I've seen worse.
Exactly.
That
Honestly,
wasn't Christopher Lambert walking out of the fire bad. Okay,
That's because Christopher Lambert actually walked out of that fire
he did in legit.
Yeah.
reason.
because he's a master swordsman.
There's there was a lot of bad green screen in this.
There's some shoddy.
Okay, I actually can excuse most of the green screen. What I can't excuse is the blatant use of wire work in this movie for the
Now,
fights.
see, I was a fan of that because
I like the wire work though because it's directed so well. Like when you get to the fight scene in the jungle and the way they're just tossing him around like a ping pong ball.
Yeah,
He is like spinning on. There's one wire connected to the harness,
And they're
He
just
looks
like launch him.
he looks like fat bastard. Oh, the wire broke. Isn't this magical? That's what I kept picturing
Oh.
because 5 guys hit him and flip him, and he never touches the ground.
right.
But
I
it
was like,
looks cool. It
It ain't
cool when
Crouching
you
Tiger, Hidden Rock.
One
Okay,
guy
that's
hit
not
him
what
up
this
there,
is.
Another
supposed to be.
person comes in and kicks him
Oh,
and
yeah.
twists his
It was
body.
good. Totally pinball him through the
Yeah,
air.
exactly.
Doesn't touch the ground at all.
And they
Does
keep it up.
backflips.
And they have people, jumping off trees with
I like that.
vines and then throwing him like 30 feet in the air.
You guys
Nice
know
half
who
his
the
size.
you guys know who the main
He's
guy
one
doing
of the
those
Ninja
fights.
Turtles, isn't he?
Well, he was in the first one, but that's Kino. That's Ernie Reyes Jr. Surf Ninjas.
That's Ernie Reyes Jr.
Okay.
That's
the
Ernie
main
Reyes Jr.
No
yeah.
shit.
I
yeah.
knew he was from something in the early
Wow.
90s. I just didn't know
Yeah, he's
where.
Kino.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Red Sonja. Yeah.
Red Sonja, The Last Dragon,
Last Dragon.
when
yeah,
he was
yeah, yeah,
really little.
really, really little. He didn't grow
Jack-
up much, did he?
Not a lot.
Still a good old person.
Jackie said she got to meet Ernie Reyes. I think it was something to do through the schools or something there in
Oh,
Columbus.
Very good.
Nice.
Because she'll bring that up once in a while. Because I was sitting there going, well, there's Ernie Reyes Jr. There goes Kino. And it always makes me mad because I love him in this movie, but they kill him off way too freaking fast in it, too. I was like,
That's my
Yeah.
biggest problem, man. You develop a couple of cool characters and you blow them away. I don't
But I
care
do
for it.
like that it makes Christopher Walken kind of this cold-blooded like
He
dictator.
is pretty evil. Yes.
he's a good villain.
Yes.
Same
he's-
thing.
Christopher
He's
Walken can do
charismatic.
anything.
There's some sort of charm to him,
Mhm.
but he's a complete asshole and he's a coward as
And a
well.
coward.
Yeah. But I like how he kind of like justifies himself
I give
for
you-
everything
I
he's
built you
doing.
a town. I
He
gave
gave
Yeah.
you
you
pockets.
to eat,
Gave you,
but I pay you
gave
10
you
cents a
pockets.
day.
I was reading that, and I don't know why this was such a big deal, but they had wrote the line at the end where he calls them all Oompa Loompas.
Yeah, that was weird.
And the director wanted that line in there, and Christopher Walken goes, I don't know what this word is. Why am I saying it? And the director looked at me and goes, Oompa Loompa from Willy Wonka. And Christopher Walken looks at me and goes, I've never seen that movie.
Oh no, yeah. He's got to be like, I've never seen this movie before.
Oh, Nate,
That was a
you're getting close, Nate.
I was close. I felt it
right
like in the
there.
beginning. I
You're right
felt
there.
it, you know, like it was
That-
almost like
it's like a perfect mixture of John Travolta and Christopher Walken is what you have.
yeah.
right there.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
dancing right over here, and
he's got John
I
Travolta.
didn't like the
His-
Oompas and the Loompas.
His accent is
There you go.
Travolta,
He's
and
getting
his
there.
cadence is Walken. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
weird.
that's just my voice.
He's getting there. So they had him watch
I was
Willy
gonna say,
Wonka on
so he got to
set.
see it.
Yeah, he watched it,
why?
and then he's like, "Okay, I'll say the words." And all I'm doing is I'm reading this, going, "Just say the words." Why was it that?
No,
It's
it
not
doesn't
that big of a
matter,
deal.
'cause now he finally got to see
Well,
Gene Wilder in his amazing perfect role.
I paid Hollywood money to watch a movie on the side.
Also, why was it that important for him to say it too? I don't
know. I don't know.
understand.
Well, this
Dumb
is also
line.
directed by Peter Berg, who like makes pretty good movies. Like he doesn't make great movies, but he makes movies that you're
Okay.
like, that was pretty good.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
like
Much like this movie, it was pretty good.
I think this is his like best work.
Oh,
But like,
Oh,
well,
no.
next to playing the brother of Corky Romano, who you guys want some cookies?
what the hell are you talking about?
Corky Romano.
No.
You guys want some cookies?
So when SNL was pumping out movie after movie from their people,
Mhm.
he plays the son of a mob boss, and he has to infiltrate. What is it, the FBI
He
or
has to
something
infiltrate
like
the
that?
FBI, but
Mm.
he's just like he's the screw up of the mob boss because he's so friendly and nice. And he works at a vet that there's no way in
Yeah.
hell
Sounds
that the
terrible.
FBI could ever recruit him to
Nope.
turn into. He's
Nope.
Agent Pissant.
You can stop now.
Yeah. He's supposed to
Yeah,
be
all right.
French, and his name was Pissant, but they all call him Pissant.
Pissant.
Yeah.
He gets
All
high
right,
on
you know what?
cocaine in the
Name
movie.
Azuipe?
It's amazing.
This library that you keep talking about, go to it. Go get Corky Romano.
No.
I highly recommend.
Yeah, I
Corky
highly
Romano.
recommend.
Go get Lady Snowblood, not Corky Romano.
Oh, it's
You
so
can get
good.
both. Aren't you allowed
Yeah.
like 10 movies at once?
I actually have quite a stack over here right now.
He just
Peter
Trying to
Berg
find
he's never
time
been taking
to
them
watch
back.
a movie for myself.
Did you watch it and go, oh, wow, that guy is
It's not
the
funny.
guy that made the rundown?
No. Thank you. Thank you for the recommendation, Nate. I appreciate it. I will put that on the to-do pile.
All right, cool. It's on the
On
to-do
the
pile.
bottom.
Put
And
that
then,
on
and then
the
you'll
doo-doo
come back
pile.
like next week and be
Keep
like,
stacking
guys.
things on top of it.
do you guys want some cookies? And we'll all get it. We're like, that's a great line from Corky Romano.
Yeah, he got it. He nailed it. Another character I love in this movie that I have no idea why he's there, but it's just funny. Declan. I love that Irish little
the Irish-
bastard running
He
around.
is like the one bizarre thing. Even when he's given his montage like speech at the end, I'm like, this does nothing with
doesn't.
anything.
What are you doing?
I know.
It
Why are
doesn't
we
matter.
so focused
I
on it?
kind of love it.
Last night was the first time I ever watched this movie with the subtitles
Oh,
on.
yeah.
It's the
Same.
first time I ever knew what he was actually
Actually
saying in this movie.
It still amounts to nothing.
It's a lot of nonsense, but there was things where I was like, oh, he really is saying stuff. I just thought it was kind of like Snatch with
Oh yeah. As they
um
mumble the Irish brogue.
oh god,
It was Brad Pitt. and-
Brad Pitt. I
and
kept wanting to
the-
say Bill Pitt.
the
It's
line.
like
he's
it's not
Bill
Bill.
Bill,
That's his-
what
that's
are
his
you,
twin
Pete?
ugly brother.
That's
That's his
Pennywinkle
stunt
Blue.
double.
Yeah. Stunt double. Speaking of which, the Rock stunt double was his cousin in this movie
Oh,
and got an award and actually got hurt because he did the falling down the mountain stunt. That
Oh,
was
Ooh.
that looked painful.
There were
it-
some very good stunts in this.
There is.
It was stunt heavy, and I bet that those stunt people made all their money. Boy,
They
earned-
better have,
earned
because,
all their
like,
money.
anytime that one of those branches like broke across someone's face,
God,
whatever like fake wood they were using was fantastic because like
it
the
broke
camera slows
really.
down at the
Mhm.
perfect moment to really make sure that you realize they are actually getting hit.
He cracks it across those two guys' face,
Yeah, when
like
they're on the
really
ground.
long one. Yeah,
But
that
it's the way that
shot.
they
Oh god.
shatter every time makes it just look so much more impactful. It's like, what the hell did you use? Because it just adds to the shot so much more.
Yeah, even
Right.
if that's balsa wood, that would hurt.
I'm sure you're feeling something, but it was it wasn't like a rubber branch. Like they nailed it
Yeah.
really well. And I'm going to give them props too for there is guns in this movie, but damn it, they got creative by giving us the guys that fight with whips in this movie.
That was cool. That was very
Whips
cool.
with knives at the end of them.
Well,
Yeah,
didn't
you got to have
need
knives.
Okay, so they're pretty much slavers. They're not technically
Yeah,
slaves,
you're right.
but so they didn't need guns to keep them in line. They needed those whip guys to keep them in line
Good
because
point.
you
That
don't
is really
want
good.
to kill one of your slaves. You want
Yeah.
to motivate them with a little
Workers
encouragement.
with quotation marks.
Right.
Yeah, I want them to just unlock a new kink they didn't know they had. That's all.
But yeah,
Hey.
I did really like the whips. And they had those hard. They had the like metal handles too. I didn't realize that whips.
One
they
of
had
them looked
metal
a
handles.
lot like a
thick.
And
lightsaber
they had
hilt.
knives
Yeah.
in them too. They had knives in the handles.
They had the knives, and then you
Yeah.
had the one guy that had the smaller whip that
Right.
like cut through that table when he
Mhm.
throws it at him on that one. But I love the scene in the bar where that guy first kind of comes out and he
When he
whips it,
first and then whips the table and cuts it in half.
whips,
Yeah.
but Beck catches the whip because now you're
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, this dude's fast. Like, and you see, like Christopher Walken sells it really well, where he's like, his
Yeah.
eyes are real big. Like, what
They-
did I just see
Both
happen?
he and the guy, the whip master, both looked at him like, "Oh shit,
Oh, no
Yeah.
one's ever done that
what do we
before.
get into?"
Usually it strikes you. You don't catch it.
Uh-huh.
And then Walken got an awesome line when he took off at it. He goes, "You did. You just don't know it yet."
Yeah.
I was like,
"Oh, it's
that's
so
a
good."
really good fucking
good.
line in this movie.
The whole bar fight is great. Like
Yeah.
he's trying to keep Sean William Scott at bay. Like
Yep.
he even every time he has a gun, he's unloading it, you know?
Yes.
And the one with like I think it's the
Dismantling it. I
pistol.
mean, he's tearing it apart.
Yeah.
Or
And he
not tearing it
unloads the
apart.
magazine and slides it on the ground to trip Sean William Scott. And that's the type of trip that we all have done where we've accidentally slid the heel
Yeah,
a
you
little bit.
slid, and
And then
if
you-
your
you
hands
hit
were
your knee.
cuffed,
Yeah.
It's a banana peel slip.
It's just one of those like, oh,
I would have
that
done a
does not look
split.
fun.
That would have been me. I wouldn't have fell down. I'd have done a split and hurt even
Oh.
worse. I'm not walking anymore. Just load me in the Jeep.
done.
I'm
Even-
done.
The
Wheelchair, please.
dialogue in the bar is great where like when he first gets to it and goes, I'm looking for a guy named Travis, blue jeans, got a beard, probably has a really bewildered dumb look on his face right now as I'm talking.
That's The Rock's charisma and comedic timing. He's very
Yeah.
good at delivering lines. Arnold could have said something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And we would have all
Oh,
laughed just like
totally.
we did with The Rock here. I love the way The Rock is able to do this. Now I haven't seen a lot of his new stuff, so I think Jumanji.
He's
and
lost a little bit of his
the
charisma. I think.
Jumanji. I like the Jumanji, and then the one with Ryan Reynolds in it. I really liked.
Red
Yeah,
Notice.
God,
Red
on
Notice.
Netflix.
Red Notice.
That one
yeah,
was
I-
fun. It was another
enjoyed that
Indiana
one.
Jones-esque movie.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
But like
yeah.
him and Sean William Scott get along so great because when they are in the woods and the Rock gets, pig trapped like from that
Pig
snare.
trapped, yep.
And it's just even before he's you want a little thunder?
A
What about a
little
little
lightning?
I
lightning?
hated that. line.
Little thunder that just gets
Every
punched in
ounce
the
of my
face.
soul, I hated that.
What about him trying to take a piss?
Yeah, it's just
Just shake it out.
shake it out.
Ooh, I
almost
got it. And then has to talk to himself. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, 1, 2, 3, go, 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 go. Oh, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
And then he gets trapped, and they're both like, it's the monkeys, where they're both trying to work against each other, but work with each other, and having that first monkey jump on the
It's
rock.
humping me. It's humping me.
It was a great puppet too.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they look
It was a
like
real good- it had
I
good
feel like
slime in
some
his
of those
mouth.
were
Yeah.
real,
Oh, sure.
and then the
yeah.
ones really
I-
close were
I think most, the up close
animatronic
ones were
or
puppets
something.
or animatronic, whatever. And then they were for sure real monkeys.
but never does it feel uber fake. You know,
not at all.
it holds as looking at it's. God, it's so funny. We were talking about this. I watched one of my favorite movies the other night, and this is going to be a bit of a tangent, but that just reminded me. And it's a movie we'll never do on the show, but it's called Papillion with Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman. They're prisoners sent into French New Guinea into a prison. There's a scene where they are like in this swamp kind of area, and this guard pulls a gun out, and all of these prisoners duck down. They're carrying like this giant log. They all duck down, and he shoots, and he hits this crocodile. And then he tells Steve McQueen, go get it. Take someone with you. And he takes Dustin Hoffman because he's protecting him in the movie. And I'm watching it, and it'd been a while since I had seen it. And they get in the water, and I'm like, that's a really good fake crocodile. That's a really good fake crocodile. Looked it up. They got in and wrestled a real crocodile that was heavily drugged. But Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman wrestled a crocodile in a mud pit for this movie. And there's never a moment when I'm watching this going, oh, there's the rubber one. Nope.
So,
it's a real crocodile.
I got a question. So, like, we lament the CGs and wish we had practical effects back for most of our movie going. Do you think that there were people like us back in the 50s and 60s going, bring back the real animals?
Yeah, why aren't we got the real
and
bear?
The real bullets, because they didn't have fake. I read somewhere back in the 20s they would use real guns and real bullets.
Well, in Robin Hood, they made everyone wear extra padding, just actually shot them with the arrows.
Yeah, they shot them with
kids these days. It's cheaper to make a stuffed crocodile.
There's a reason.
Back in my day, you got mauled by that crocodile, and you went home with your 2 nickels, and you were damn proud to
Guys,
earn it.
You're talking about the lion from the intro to movies.
Yeah,
was a real fucking lion. Okay, that was that era of Hollywood. But it was just funny. You're talking about how well that looked, and I literally was just watching that yesterday, and I had to look it up, and I was like, when you're talking about like really great Hollywood, Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman.
That's kind of like the golden era of
Dustin Hoffman too.
He was very young in this one.
Had to have been, I didn't even know those two shared a movie together.
They actually hated each other when it started, which works for the movie, and then became friends.
Oh, really?
Anyway,
how much fun is that?
Anyway, I digress. Let's take a quick commercial break so we can get back into talking about the rundown.
Because now I'm thinking about all the magic shows I go to that don't have tigers mauling one of the people. Because back in my day, you had tigers, and they mauled the people that watched over them.
Nate, do you go to a lot of magic shows?
I have a life outside of podcasting, Pete.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Guys, we've been doing this thing for a while, and I think it's about time we make a trailer.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Let's get this thing. All right, ready? All right, what's going on, everybody? We are Dissect That Film. I am Brett.
I'm Dan.
I'm Angela.
And we... Oh, wait, guys. I have an even better idea. What if we had somebody with an epic voice sell our show in a way that our show actually isn't? What do you say?
Yeah.
Sounds perfect.
All right, let's go. Let it rip.
Your host, Parker, Dan, and Angela slice and dice their way through the good.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
The bad.
You brought the devil!
There's a devil inside everyone.
And the ugly movies you love.
And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it!
Hold your favorite films and franchises tight, because they aren't safe. In fact, it's already too late. It's time to dissect that film.
I wish our show is what that guy just said. But you know what? If you want to listen to our awesome show, Dissect That Film, you can listen to us on YouTube and on your favorite podcast apps every single Friday, where we talk about all the wonderful films good, bad, or ugly, as that epic dude said back there. So, until next time, I'm Brett.
I'm Dan.
I'm Angela.
And we'll see you all again next time.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right. Now, it's not that we've gone off track because this movie's bad. This movie's actually just really good, but we just hit so many topics that we just kind of go off a little bit.
Golden
here.
era, I guess.
Really
for
good
us.
is a strong statement, I think.
I think this movie's really good.
Really good.
It's a really
Okay,
good
all
movie.
right,
Yeah.
all right.
The cast has the chemistry. You have a
Rosario
great
Dawson,
villain.
we haven't even
Dawson,
talked.
we
Yeah,
haven't
I was going to
talked
say
about
we haven't
Rosario
even
Dawson.
mentioned to her.
When she popped onto the screen, I went, oh, I think I texted you, Charlie. I went, holy shit, Rosario Dawson.
Yep.
I didn't realize she was in this movie, so I feel really bad. But 2003 Nate didn't know who Rosario Dawson was. I didn't know who she was till Clerks 2.
Okay.
That's fair. A lot of people probably
So-
didn't know her.
I think I knew her
Till
first
then.
from Sin City, and then
Yep.
not
yeah.
Planet Terror, was it? Was it a
No, Death
Death
Proof.
Okay, it's Death,
Death
Proof.
Proof.
All right. Those are the first two I saw her on, and then I saw her on Clerks 2, and she was in Clerks 3 and is there Clerks 4?
She's in Clerks 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
There's
a
no
Clerks
Clerks
4.
4.
No,
There's no
okay.
There's a Clerks
4 yet.
cartoon.
Oh, there it
Yeah.
is.
It's great.
But yeah, so I was looking real quick just to even see what. Oh, that's right. She was Men in Black 2 was where I first saw her.
I don't remember her
She
in
was
Men in
the
Black
girl
2.
that worked in the pizzeria that had she was the princess that they were trying
Really?
to save.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's Rosario Dawson.
That
She's
was
been in a
very
ton
early,
of stuff, but she was, teenager and things like that before. But to really know her, like, oh, I recognize her. It was Men in Black 2.
I guess it technically would have been Sin City as well for me, Pete, because that came out the year before Clerks 2. I just looked it up. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But
I'll be damned.
I just remember being dumbstruck by how pretty she was and how goddamn
same thing.
good
Like,
she
it's
was
just,
in
she
Sin
is
City.
such
I
a
just like,
gorgeous
who is this
woman.
person coming out of the woodwork? Clearly did not come out of the woodwork. She's been
Yeah.
doing this for a while.
She's a great Ahsoka Tano in the live series.
Oh
like,
my god, she's so good.
That's
as
some
Ahsoka
big
Tano.
shoes to fill, but
Whew.
I feel like she did it really well.
no, I buy her as it's different whenever you're like, okay, I just can't. I don't see it, but you see her
It
as
really
it, you're
is.
Like, yeah.
It's one of those, like, because
It's a
Ahsoka's
perfect
such a
cast.
great character, but I felt like they did well.
And she's done her homework in Ahsoka.
She's
has
worked
her,
with Ashley, who did the voice of
Yeah.
Ahsoka from the Clone Wars.
She has her cadence. She has her facial expressions. She
And-
learned how to fight.
But she does
like
it as
Ahsoka.
the older.
As the
older.
version.
I was
older.
going to say that's
Yeah,
what works
that's the thing.
because I don't want to say grew up, but I've known the Ahsoka character since I think it's Ashley Erickson. I think is her name. Done the
yeah.
voice, and so that's always
The
been
Clone
my
Wars have been going on
Ahsoka.
forever. And
And then watching this, I was like, okay, because she's so much older than she was in the show, I can get behind Rosario Dawson having that
It
more
works
adult
really well with the
tenor
timeline.
Yeah, no, it's so I'm totally behind her, but I like her in this, man. And honestly, the first time I watched it, no clue she was leading the rebel
That's the thing,
army
it does a
until
really good
early.
job that she's just a bartender, and then when she pops back up to save their ass, it's like, oh yeah, she's a hardened rebel leader. Awesome.
Yeah, no, I totally dig her in that. It doesn't feel like they were just trying to put a pretty face in a movie.
She stands on her own. She's a very strong, capable character. And like even when we go on this treasure hunt, like that the movie starts out as like a bounty hunting movie,
Mhm.
turns into a treasure hunt movie. And it harkens to Indiana Jones-esque because of the puzzle. I mean, them going into a swim for the river with
Don't pee.
Yeah, don't pee.
Don't pee in the river.
That was very funny.
It goes up your pinto. Yeah,
What's
Her-
a
Don't do
Pinto?
it.
Come on, dude. Everybody knows what a Pinto is.
Her using the drug to then steal the gato
Corlabos.
from them.
I didn't think I was going to like that when they woke up, and I was like, I know they're going to be numb and dumb, and God damn it, did they sell that? They sell
Go away,
that-
monkey. Go
Yeah.
away.
Monkey.
Little monkey. Yeah, I want concrete. I want to go home. I want to go home.
Dying. I hated that I was laughing at that. I don't know why.
I don't know why you would hate that. Like even them
so
looking
good.
at each other and watching the heads like
this is-
warp, her
Yeah.
shrinking
Oh,
down.
That was a lot of fun.
That
at
was-
at the very end. That was very
Seeing
fun.
that
she's
for the
still-
first time, you're just like,
Oh
what
my
is
God, you're
happening?
rolling.
Like, what is going on? And it takes a little bit before The Rock looks at Sean because he's writing, so he's not realizing he's not seeing stuff. And he looks over Sean William Scott's face, and it gets real wide at the bottom. Tears down my face. Love that whole
She's
sequence.
kind enough to go, hey, follow the river north. Like that'll get you back to the
Yeah.
airplane.
Yeah.
You could take
But-
him, get out of here.
But you incapacitate two people in the middle of a jungle. You've pretty much signed their death warrant.
No, she
No,
put
she
logs
left
on
the
the fire.
Yeah, come on. The only thing you have to worry about is
Okay.
if a rhino happens to come by and stomp out the fire. Rhinos don't like fires.
Right.
Is that true? What else about rhinos?
Well,
can
they
you-
don't
Have you never
have-
tell us
seen the
about?
Have you never seen The Gods Must Be Crazy?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't. That's when I
Oh my
haven't
God.
seen-
Oh,
Hey, you
shit.
need
Yeah,
to
that's
see
one
The
that's
Gods
passed
Must
me
Be
by, yeah.
Crazy because it's a fantastic film. But
Yeah.
in that movie, they let you know that rhinos will stomp out fire. They don't like fires.
They don't have bears like we do, so
Yeah.
it's Smokey the
Oh,
Rhino.
yeah. Smokey the Rhino.
He goes over, stop, and it just keeps on walking.
Oh, that was real dumb, Charlie.
And I did. I made
Like
you
that,
laugh,
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
you
this
got me.
movie.
Oh,
But it leads to the final showdown when they realize that she's been captured.
yeah.
And my God, like The Rock's character arc of not using violence, doesn't like to use violence.
not
doesn't
using
use
guns.
Yeah.
He tends to use violence occasionally in this film.
But he doesn't like it. He doesn't like to. He just wants to cook.
Just
Let
wants
the
to
man
cook.
cook.
Yeah. I want to get
taking
paid.
notes.
I want to go home, and I want to open a
Wanna be where
restaurant.
concrete is.
Yeah.
The whole final 30 minutes of this movie is so badass.
It's awesome.
It's explodey left and right, shooty bang bang, all goodness. All
Starts with
really
a
good.
stampede.
Yeah, a stampede of
It's-
water buffalo or something.
Water,
They were-
cows, water
steer
buffalo,
or
whatever they
something.
are, running through the town, and he even gives them heads up that he's on his way. Like
Right.
he gets on
He's
the
so
video.
badass. He's like, I'm coming for you.
So like everyone's, you have all the cliche dudes up on the roof, with guns, and this whole chaos that happens. And that first dude that comes around the corner, and there's The Rock standing there ready to crush his freaking head in. I was like, yeah, now we go. Which is awesome. He's going no guns for a while
until
in this
he
fight.
can't. Until he
Yeah.
has to.
Like
pick 'em up,
until
yes.
he absolutely has to use guns.
Well, it throws back to, what do you mean you wouldn't use a gun to save your best friend's life? Even Santa Claus would
Oh,
use a
yeah.
gun.
Yeah, good point.
So
Do I
this
look
was
like Santa?
Yeah. So him having to save Sean William Scott is a throwback to, they're not best friends, but I
But
will
he
use a
cares.
gun to save, his life.
Right.
But the way he goes about it, like he football tackles a pier
Oh
in
my
this
God,
thing to take
dude.
those dudes from
I
the top
loved
like
that
I
nest.
so
love it so
Oh my
much.
God.
He puts his shoulder in a like a joist or something, and
Yeah, he takes out a column.
a column. there you
And
go.
he
Joist is not the right
basically,
word.
does a Goldberg spear all the way
Mhm.
through it,
From
and then just starts
Rooftop to
knocking them down.
rooftop, and then knocking them all down. The way that he makes reloading badass by taking shotguns and
Flips them
reloading
upside down.
underneath people and shooting
And then,
them.
wow, love
And
it.
then
Cocks
this might
shotguns with his armpits. Is what
be
he
the
does.
only movie I've seen where someone shoots two shotguns at the same time.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other movie that's ever pulled that off. And I'm like, yeah, The Rock could do that.
Yeah.
Boy, did I message you both about this?
Yeah, you put it in the group message.
Like I'm cool. This is Hollywood. This is fake. And I kind of still believe that The Rock can hold two shotguns with arms extended
Now,
and able to shoot them without knocking himself out with
mean,
the barrel of the gun.
obviously it's movie, so it's going to work.
get
But
that.
I was kind of sitting there thinking, like, well, if they were 20 gauge,
See, if they're 20 gauge, but I swear that my buddy Dom has fired a 12 gauge single handedly because he's a big guy. He's a big,
I have.
strong guy.
Yeah.
And I remember after he did it, he just went, "Well, I did it. I am done doing that."
I won't
Like
do
it was
that
kind of one of
anymore.
those, like after it happened, it was like, "Huh, yeah, let's not do that again." But
We
that was cool.
we don't it got lost in a fishing trip, but we used to have a pistol grip 12 gauge growing up, and yes, you can shoot it one-handed. You don't wanna.
Yeah, it does sound a good
Yeah,
idea.
I feel like that was Dom's reaction after doing it. Was like, "Yeah, all right, never again."
Yeah,
Like,
We're
it's
both very, very lucky that we got out of this unharmed.
yeah. I'm not gonna say you're gonna hit whatever you're shooting at either,
Right.
but
but
country, you're allowed to go. I wonder how I could shoot this gun.
but you'd actually be surprised, like, because the last one he shoots one-handed isn't a shotgun.
That's
It's
an assault
it's an assault. It's an SKS assault rifle. Again, lost in a fishing trip. Had one. They don't
I don't know
kick
what that
nearly as hard.
Yeah,
I don't think I want to know what that means.
It means we
probably
don't have it anymore, Pete. We lost it
Oh,
in a fishing
I'm
accident. It
sorry.
went
Yes,
off
it's at
the
the bottom of
boat.
Lake Michigan. Okay.
Yeah,
Lost
so
it.
it's
But that's
gone.
probably a 7.62 round, so it's I bet he could do that. Now, doing a no scope shooting a pistol out of a man's hand,
That's a little much.
a little different.
That's a little different.
But it looks
But-
badass.
But we'll allow it because this movie's been pretty fucking awesome all the way up to that. You know, even that moment right before he starts shooting and he has, you know, the guns in his hands, you know, it goes up his arm reading the I can't remember what the tattoo said, but it was something pertinent to what was happening.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's, I know the Samoan tattoos are actually on him, but I don't know if the words are
No,
what
the
it
words, that's
says.
all for the character.
The
Yeah, I can't
date
remember
he
what they
has
say.
tattooed is real.
Is
It's
it?
something. I think it's
Maybe
like
that's something to do with his
it's
dad
like
then.
yeah, it was something like his dad or his granddad, because his granddad was a chieftain or something like that. I don't know.
His dad was a wrestler, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
his dad, Rocky Maivia, is that
Yep.
what it was? Yeah. I never want to mispronounce the last name, but I'm pretty sure it's
No,
I
because they'll
think
come
that's
hunt
how
you
it's
down.
pronounced.
yeah. Dude, wrestling fans, dude, they're tenacious.
This is true. This is
Yeah.
true. You got it wrong. Sorry.
But yeah, we get this whole, you know, and Christopher Walken still, he gets a shot out of his hand and he still reaches down to pick it back up.
No,
Twice.
like he hasn't
twice
given
he goes
up.
down to pick it up with the gun trained on him.
And I love that you don't ever see who it is that shoots him a couple of times.
Well,
you know?
you realize, so the camera pans and it's Rosario Dawson that shot him first.
Yes.
That shot it out of his hand. But you don't know which villager shot him.
Yeah, because there's like, and I mean, God, I love the surround sound in this movie, but it's just like pop, pop, pop. And it's
Mhm.
like you don't see who it is. They never like put a focus on
No,
it.
no one
And
looks
that's one of the
around.
things
Yeah.
that I liked about this movie. They never tell you why The Rock doesn't use guns. It's just he doesn't like to use them.
I don't
Bad
need to
things
know.
happen. And
I
don't
can
need
put
to know.
I can
where
put that
he
story together
learned to fight.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something happened. It was bad. Now he doesn't use them.
I mean, they kind of do something a little similar when he did Retaliation, because they were like, I just was really good at fighting, you know, whenever he played Roadblock. And, you know, everybody just kept coming here to see who could beat me. And then the right people got a hold of me and he went to the military. I was like, okay, that's fine. But this one, we don't know why he works for the mob. We don't know maybe if it was money troubles or gambling, but he's really
It
good.
leaves a lot for you to
at-
paint a picture, and I
yeah.
like that.
Exactly. I don't need it. I don't need that
'Cause
exposition
I still get
at
a
all.
full arc with him that works
Yeah.
really well. And when even Christopher Walken, he's like option A is still on the table, and then he finally
the
accepts
bitter
it, but it's
end,
too
he does
late.
that.
He does almost like the Kill Bill walk after he got the 5 points
Oh,
on
yeah.
his
Yeah, he sure
heart. He just
Yeah.
walks and falls down. But
As he's
that's
falling,
all I
he
could.
says, ah, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All he had to do was The Rock's not wrong. All you needed was option A. I just need this guy, and I'm going to get him out of here. The plan was working until Christopher
He had to
Walken
pay
come in the bar.
$10,000 to get him. Had to pay $1,000
And
to
he
get the
did.
Jeep. Yeah, like
Yeah. Consider it
you
tax
know?
deductible.
Exactly.
was great. Always a comment for it. But no, I have zero problem with any of the ending of this movie. And then he takes him back home. So he's a man of his word. He takes Sean William Scott back to his dad. And you're like, okay, what's going to happen now? Again, this is the first time you ever watch this movie. And he's like, I'm done, right? I'm out. He goes, yep, you're out. I'll pay you. Your slate's clean, which tells me there was a debt he owed to Billy.
Yes.
That's about the only thing I really kind of gathered
But
from
not
that.
only was the slate clean, but he also got money on top of it. So
Yeah, he got $250 for his
I-
restaurant.
I'm curious. I don't need to know what it is, but I'm curious how that worked out.
No. Me, I would also been like, I feel like he would always still like kind of be over his head a little bit. You know, he's that type of person.
I gave you this money.
Yeah.
Now you've got a successful restaurant. Why don't
I
you
know
give me a
all this
cut?
shit
Yeah.
you've done for me. So it's definitely that
Anytime
type
he
that
can
can
come right back. Yeah.
Exactly.
But it was never full sequel bait, and I appreciate that.
No,
Like,
I'll take
yeah.
it. And then he busts out the corn lobos, which I love that Sean William Scott busts him out later going, I think you broke half a dozen laws, but whatever
Just
it
bringing
is,
that fruit over.
just bringing the fruit
Yeah.
into America. But you know, the back again, Sven Ole Thorson has to eat the stuff and his face turns funny, and then they all just pass out.
It's when he goes, hey, Dad.
You got a funny looking face, and just falls down. So funny. And then Pete's favorite part of the movie, I'm sure, little thunder, a little lightning at the end.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you, man. Get in the truck. Got to end on a joke.
Like Stifler,
It's
sir.
not-
I just don't get it.
I just don't like him. He has a punchable face. I don't know.
Oh,
that's what.
Punchable face out. So that's his rivalry.
Thankfully,
huh?
The Rock punched him a couple of times. It was
He
great.
did.
He punches him throughout the entire movie.
I know, it's wonderful.
Especially when they're up in the foot traps.
My
And he's like,
God.
I'm sorry. Punches him square in the face. All right, now let's get out of here. Go back to back. You just punched him. He'd be out cold. Let's just say
Might be.
he would have been asleep. All right. Well, that's through the movie. It's pretty, man. I feel like we kind of walked through it, but I'm not upset. I think it was the best way to kind of
Kinda, in a way,
explain this
but
movie.
I mean,
But we had
the
fun
movie
with it.
has great
There's not a
pacing.
lot of meat on this bone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's bang bang boom boom, fight punch kick, giggle
punch,
laugh
kick.
snort. We're done. And it's,
Eyes,
Yeah.
ears,
and
nose,
I got
go.
a lot of time
Yeah.
for movies like that.
It just kind of dawned on me where it's like I'm not upset that we kind of walked through it. This one kind of worked.
What blows my mind, like as I'm watching it, I'm like, man, like I miss like a $40 million movie that, you know, doesn't have to go super crazy on the budget and have, you know, a Marvel budget, a Black Adam budget. Like I miss these. And then I looked up the budget. This was 80 million. I went, oh boy.
Whoops.
Ooh, they might have went a little over if I had to guess. But back to
The
the stunts,
cast and the
everything's
stunts.
on location.
The stunts.
Most of the stunts are practical effects. Like
Yep.
when they hit that water tower and all that comes crashing down, that's
Oh,
crashing
people are
down on
running for
real
their
vehicles.
lives.
Yeah.
You
It
know
has
what
a lot of
the
great
reason it
stuff like
costs?
that.
The location is not South America.
It's Hawaii.
It's Hawaii.
Yeah, I
Now
got that.
Even worse.
they haven't. I guess there's a little bit of we don't know if he's telling the truth or not, but the director said, "Well, we were scouting places in South America and we got robbed. Our
Oh, shit.
cameras, our commercial, our everything, our laptops, our money
No.
was
No.
gone."
Good. Hollywood
And-
couldn't afford the replacements.
Yeah,
That's why it
and
was an
they were like,
$80 million budget.
we were gonna go there, and then we switched it to Hawaii. That's just what he's said. So I don't know.
It's good for
We-
Hawaii's economy, though.
I mean, we do know what happened to Highlander 2, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. All right,
Hey,
before I
Civil
lose,
War broke out.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. So, all right, let's get into the things.
Yeah.
Leave anything for us?
Just bodies.
Body count. Body count. Body count. Body count.
This is the type of movies I like. It's PG-13, but I still got a pretty damn good body count in this movie. 35.
Wow.
Nice.
There's a lot of people
where
he
was most
kills
of
at
that?
the
So-
end.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
yeah.
at the end, yeah.
And then
yeah.
also when the raid happens on the rebellions, a
I
lot
think
of them
they
get
kill
killed.
like 11 rebels is what's listed. And then Christopher Walken kills Binto, I think, but Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean there's a body count and they actually kill people. It's not just really bad boo-boos. Which makes it kind of funny that, even at the end, Sean William Scott's like, we should go in there and finish them off. And you're kind of like, that might not be a bad idea.
It probably wouldn't be.
But the Rock's like, go right ahead. I'll wait right here for you. Go ahead and take care of it. But, because I was like, yeah, you now got a bounty on your head. And obviously
Yes,
this
pretty
guy's
much.
connected. Did you get the money physically? Like, did we see him hand him $250,000?
gonna be dropped in
maybe
my
the
bank
bag
account?
he had was
you didn't
the
hit
money.
send on PayPal or anything.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Nate, you're right, because he is paying people like right out. Does everything you pay for come out of your cut, or do you go, I have expenses? So is it $250 plus, or do you just go, this is just the cost of doing it? So now I've got like $235. I've
Maybe
dug too deep.
$235.
Yeah,
you dug too deep.
All right, let's pick our favorite kill out of this.
Why are you thinking about
But
this?
they were all bad.
Not thinking.
Because I don't know. These are the questions
I
I
get
that
it,
come
I
under
get it.
my head.
Let the guy think.
Yeah, I got questions. All right, Nate, what's your favorite kill in this movie?
Oh, God. Boy, that is hard because there really isn't any standout kills. But if I had to guess, I'm just going to assume that the 3 people died after he shoulder checks the pier and knocks them over. So that's my kill because The Rock took out a building with his bare arms.
Yeah. No, you're
Like,
they
I'm
are
stretching
specifically
here.
called out in the kill count. So yes, you're
They're dead.
correct. They're
Okay,
dead.
then cool.
That's a lot of rubble, and it was pretty high up.
And they were high up, and
yeah.
The Rock took out a building with his body. Like, I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, you definitely. Pete, what about you? But you're thinking real hard.
I am, and
It's because so
and
much is just like that guy gets shot, that guy gets shot.
Much like Nate says, yeah, this guy gets shot, that guy gets shot. There wasn't any icicles stabbing anyone or stalactites, stalagmites.
Ooh,
So
he
yeah, I'll
dug
go with
deep
Nate.
for a cliffhanger.
It was.
Yeah.
It's like when Bruce Willis throws a cop car at a helicopter. The Rock shoulder checks a building to the ground. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Nate.
Fair.
See, Pete
Fair.
and I are on the same, but I
Yep.
will say, now there's a scene where The Rock has a gun in the guy's mouth,
That was pretty cool.
and he
That was
could have
cool.
pulled the trigger.
He could
In
have.
the new Fallout show, that does happen where someone uses a gun in someone's mouth and then blows their skull out and then keeps shooting to kill people behind said person.
That's
So
also
Using the
you
using the
finally get
body
to
as
see it happen.
a shield.
You basically like use
So
the
they-
body as a shield,
That's
but
pretty
using the
badass.
skull as where the bullets
no, I
can
get it,
still
yep.
keep on going. It's violent.
I dig it. Yeah, I'm kind of sitting here myself going, was there? I mean, I know there's the guy that Sean William Scott shot to save The Rock. So he killed that guy, but it was just a gunshot. Boom. Just to keep it a little mixed up, the brother that gets crushed by the water tower when it crashes down,
Oh, okay.
when him and
Yeah.
Sean William Scott run the two vehicles
that's a good
into
one.
it. It's cool. I mean, and it
They dropped
thing
a
comes-
real water tower.
a real water tower.
Not on a person, but they
You see
knocked over.
this, like him and Rosario Dawson actually getting out of the vehicle to run away. Thankfully, there were open tops, but I'm going to go that. But honestly, you both were right. It's the 3 dudes in the top of the tower for sure that he just knocks the supports out.
he
Even though,
launches himself like across an alley.
yeah,
Shoulder
he does a
checks
lot of
this-
long jumps in this movie.
It was a little superhero-y.
There are-
I'll allow it.
A little?
I'll allow it.
After the jungle fight where he's
Oh, yeah.
literally flipping head over heels in one scene, it's like he doesn't weigh anything. I know
I
he's
loved it.
small, but
Like Ernie Reyes Jr. can't weigh over 110 pounds, right?
but
And-
dude, he's ripped.
He's ripped,
Holy
but 110
shit.
pounds still can't kick a 270
No.
pound man but maybe a few inches backwards.
I don't even know if he could have literally done it. This is my issue sometimes with martial art movies and stuff where you have the little guy that kicks the big guy's ass. When it's punches thrown, you just don't have enough mass.
Nope.
Like you don't, man. Unless you kick him in the nuts.
Powerful, like Bruce Lee versus Andre the Giant. Andre wins every time.
Right, unless you crush his nose or you could do like the Sean William Scott. Ears, eyes, knees,
testicles.
But no, I believe like
that was a Turbo Kid reference.
All it would have took was The Rock grabbing Ernie Reyes by the throat and just holding him out there and just and it just done.
Oh, he golems him?
Yeah, he golems his ass.
Makes him a fish.
What was it? It was in the movie. Like some big giant dude grabs like this creature looking thing and just crushes its neck. I don't know. I'll watch
it feels like something The Rock did in The Scorpion King.
Could have been. So, all right, let's rate this bad boy. Pete loves this one. It's good. He's actually going to break my heart when we make a new one. Pete's going to be like, "Oh,
I know. I'm sure I'll love it." Also, this is a good one though.
Yeah, it'll be good. So, Pete, let's start with you. This is the first time watch. You've also been kind of negative tonight a little bit. Not bad, but just a little bit.
Why is this movie so much fun? What do you mean this movie is good?
I don't like Sean William Scott.
I don't like Stifler.
But the rest of the cast is real good. This one's easy. 7.5. It's a recommend. Go watch this movie.
That's a good score.
Yeah,
that's a good Pete score.
It's a recommend.
Yeah,
go watch this. It's fun.
He had me worried. I thought I was going to get like a 5.5.
I know.
No. I enjoyed this well enough. It's a recommend. It's a family movie. There's not really blood in it, right?
Yeah, as long as you talk to your kids about violence and that people do die, but it's movie deaths.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. I think
I think you could introduce this to a kid. This is on the cusp of Kid Month, I think.
This is a very kid adjacent entry movie. Yeah. This is like the next step above some of the ones we were talking about. So there you go.
Yeah, it was fun.
Nate, what about you, buddy?
It's an 8.5. This movie's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like it's one of those, like, at first I was like, I wonder why he picked this instead of Faster. I wonder why this instead of like Fast 5. But as I'm watching it, I'm like, nah, this makes total sense. Like, this is the one to do. Especially, like, I was talking to a coworker today about it at work, and he's like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot that exists. I was like, honestly, in a way, me too. But it's like I'm excited to talk about it. Like, I mean, it's a lot of just good times, and it's one of those, like, man, I wish Peter Berg would make something else like this again, like, and not Battleship.
Oh, he did Battleship.
Stop it!
Yeah.
I enjoy that one.
He also did, was it 22 Mile with Mark Wahlberg? That one's really bad.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Yeah,
I don't like that one. But Battleship, it's just fun. If it didn't tie into
maybe I need to
into
revisit
a board game, and I can't even think of the dude's name, but it still pisses me off that Hollywood has basically just left that kid dangling
Mr. Bradley?
out.
Milton Bradley?
No, he was in John
That was a good board game
Carter.
joke.
It was
a
good.
good game.
It was really good. He played John Carter. He was Gambit in the Wolverine Origins. Like, he gets great roles, and then they just
it's Taylor Kitsch.
Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah,
I like that guy a lot, and Hollywood just kind of let that guy go.
No, he was in a lot of bad.
He was in a lot of
flops,
but that weren't flops because of him.
Nope.
But the movie still flopped.
Dude had a bad agent.
Yeah, honestly,
That's
I think
what that
so.
is. Dude had a bad management team that just kept screwing him over left.
I'll agree with that. But Taylor, if you're listening, man, we're still your fans. We hope that you come back. So I guess that leaves me and Nate. I know this was one that I've been like struggling with. Like, what is my first rock movie to bring on? And it just made sense to go with the first one without counting Scorpion King, stuff like that. This was just a good, dumb, fun action movie. This was a give me back, even though action wasn't really
it's
gone.
over 20 years ago. But like,
Yeah.
This is prime. Like I said, I was like 14, 15 when this came out. This is exactly.
Yeah, I was
perfect movie to watch.
23. I was still, watching them. Like, we weren't getting Arnold and Stallone as much. We were in that new genre, and it was cool to still see them do an action movie that wasn't like sci-fi based, like Equilibrium or Matrix or stuff like that. It was just punch, guns, big dude. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. So that's why this one came out before all the others. I'm staying with Nate. This is the total 8.5 for me.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Like, I was literally watching it that one day, message you guys just going, man, the rundown is just fucking fun. Like, we need to do it some point, and it just worked.
I'm glad you decided to watch it
Yeah.
on that
I am
fateful
too.
day.
Yeah,
here's another movie I can recommend to people.
And it was great that we were going to have a non-themed, which is that's rare. Every month for the rest of this is themed. So this is like our only whatever.
Throw shit on the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Month. Yeah.
Next month is themed.
Mhm.
July is definitely themed.
Mhm.
August is themed.
Mhm.
Your guys' birthday is the theme in September because it's in the same. Then October's obviously themed. We created one for November, and December pretty much is self-explanatory.
I fucking hate podcasting.
I don't get to watch nothing I want to watch.
Yeah, I
except
gotta
for
be
the stuff that I want to watch.
Fucking, I'm in a box. You don't put Nate in a box. And now I'm in a box with my movie selections.
He picked 70% of these themes.
Yeah,
I'm just putting that out there right now.
Then I realized how bad it was to do.
We're not
'cause now,
covering
here
bad
we are
movies,
in April.
though.
No, but here we are in April, and we're already
Yeah.
talking about December, and I fucking hate that. And
I
I don't
know.
want to talk about December and April, and we've been talking about fucking September back in January. So really, the calendar day, it moves, but the timing and the future of it all, it moves with it. So really, 2024 is over.
When you podcast, you're right. You're not wrong. Time flies when we're doing
I like
this.
the days where, it's like, oh God, we're recording Thursday. It's Monday. What are we going to record? What
No,
are we watching?
bad idea.
Nah, it was a bad idea. It was. But you know what? Every podcast has to have
then
an
I can't
origin
get 'em from
story.
the library
Ours was
in time.
laziness. It was great.
It was great.
Yeah, but it was chaotic and a lot of stress. So
Yeah, it was pretty stressful.
I like the schedule. And I'm not saying that you
I
can't
like
change
the
a movie
schedule.
on the
schedule
schedule.
just happened to get a little bit too far advanced for me. I like Thanos. I like where everything's kind of perfectly balanced, you see.
Yeah, I'm the Thanos of this. Nate's over here trying to snap us out of existence for some reason. Yeah, listen at him. All right, well,
Scat music.
let's read a trash review so Nate can get some of this bile out of him. So we'll just see.
I'm the
this one.
trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring, and then I start eating garbage. And then I pick up the trash can and I smash the guy on the head.
Oh, that's going to be a disaster.
All righty. This comes from Rob Nels 2000, who reviewed this back in 2005. So, pretty
that's
relevant.
Pretty close.
Yep. Gave it 1 out of 10. Said it was stupid.
I don't like this guy.
There's nothing more to say.
You're
there was
stupid.
a better story in The Scorpion King. I thought I'd give this movie a chance. Everyone I know said it was good. It was like watching the A-Team. Lots of gunfire and explosions, but no one can hit the good guy walking down the middle of the street.
True.
But every one of his shots, usually from the hip, hits a bad guy or two every time, even when they are undercover. I guess Hollywood figures only the good guys know how to aim a gun. I love suspension of disbelief, but there are limits. This was just 90 minutes of time.
Hey, look up this guy's review of Star Wars.
Well, all right, I'm on it.
Because the bad guys don't
hit anything.
Hit nothing.
And how dare you infer the name of the A-Team?
That's exactly
when you're-
why I picked it.
I knew that's exactly why you picked that. Because that immediately gets me riled. You're like, it's just like the A-Team when the good guys don't get hit, you motherfucker. I will hunt you down. I am
only
that.
gives 1 out of 10s to everything.
Oh, he gives 1 side of 10 to everything.
Well,
then
no, The
fuck
Sound of
him.
Music got a 10 out of 10.
Well, that's a good movie.
I don't know. He
It's-
gave The Transporter 2 a 1 out of 10. This man's wrong.
Oh, he's gone. He
Yeah,
has no
he's
idea
outta
what a
here.
good movie is.
So
he
doesn't
gave
like
Superman
movies.
Returns a 3
Why
out of 10.
do people who don't like movies review movies? I don't get it.
Because they have small Pinto energy.
All puntos, pintos. What was it?
Pinto. Try and keep it relevant to the episode.
One of the most negative people I think I've ever came
Pico
across.
pinto.
Yeah. He ain't getting in my Pinto. Puts his pants back on.
Gave Moon Knight a 1 out of 10. Moon Knight was good. Moon
This-
Knight was good.
Moon Knight, the TV show.
Yeah.
What is wrong with this dude?
I don't
A
know.
lot.
Anyway, move on.
lot.
We don't need to talk about this ding dong.
Yeah, we're done with that guy. That guy sucks.
That
Thank
guy
God.
sucks.
Never click on his profile again.
General consensus, this guy sucks. All right. Well, Nate, I think, Pete.
What?
By the time this comes out, we should have been on Dissect That Film. And
We
if
should
not,
have, yes.
we will be appearing on Dissect That Film. Pete
Yeah,
and
and I got a beef with Nate.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You
Well,
know
that's-
exactly what I'm talking about, a-hole.
We already went over that. This one's for Ninja Turtles. That's Dissect.
Oh,
Yeah, I am bummed out that I missed the Ninja
You missed
Turtle
Ninja
one.
Turtles.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting who all
Of
was.
the ones to miss, that one hurts.
Right. Yeah, because we did part 3.
We had a
Yeah,
on
that
we
one
had a
hurts.
blast.
It was a lot of fun.
Is Turtles 3 good? Is it fun? Hell yeah.
Was the episode fun? Absolutely.
Super hell yeah.
I'm excited to check it out.
Word of warning, they don't do kid-friendly movies like we do kid-friendly
No.
movies. So if you aren't ready to hear F-bombs being dropped while talking about your beloved
Not during the
childhood
Turtles!
movies, oh yes.
It's true.
Oh yes.
Won't somebody please think of the Turtles?
It caught me off guard as when it started because I was like, wow, we're just going for it, right? We're just dropping them. And then I felt icky when I did it. And I was like, I don't want to say F-bombs.
I don't like this.
Talking about Ninja Turtles. But anyway, we had a lot of fun. It's NSFW, FW, whatever that is. When we talk about
Not safe
Teenage
for
Mutant
work,
Ninja
no,
Turtles
that's
3,
yeah.
quotations, Turtles in Time, even though that's not the title of it. And then, yes, Pete and I will be on, that should be out by now.
I think so.
Flicks and Friends doing their less than 10% rating month, and Nate, you son of a bitch, picked the movie for us, Half Past Dead, starring the one and only Steven Seagal and Ja Rule.
I was going to say the action star, Fire Festival creator, Ja Rule.
Ja Rule. It bailed,
You're
so
welcome.
Pete and I
You are
had to
on
watch it.
the list.
That
Yep.
might be
God
the
damn
biggest
it, Nate.
dickhead move I
Hey,
have done.
I'm gonna pick this movie, and
on
you
the
assholes
show.
gonna watch it, and I'm gonna bail.
That's good. That was a very.
Peace, bitches.
I don't know if you've done anything. I don't even know if Feast was that dickish. Like that. This
Nope.
may be the ultimate
Feast was
dick
great.
Was
move.
the ultimate, be a jackass.
Oh. But
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah,
You're
check us
welcome.
out over
No,
on
Feast
Flicks
was not
and
great.
Friends
I take that.
and Dissect That Film. You get to listen to me and Pete have a good time.
Pit.
Pinto, me and Pinto. As we,
What?
I'm running that joke into the ground. I don't give a shit.
At least for the rest of this episode.
At least I might bring it back next week.
Beat
No,
me
I
up,
won't,
I'll
because-
explode with candy.
Actually, what is next week?
I'm
Charlie?
glad you asked.
Because I don't remember, and Pete definitely doesn't remember.
No, I got it on my phone. Look, like I
All
got.
right, well, Pete, what is the next movie?
I gotta get my phone ready here.
Oh, that's
Well-
fine.
I gotta warm it. I gotta crank it up.
Yeah, you got one of those. Like you're the only person with a cell phone where you have to do one, and then it rotates, and then you go 7.
No, what was
and it
that
rotates.
phone that used to have an infomercial for really old people, and it was the buttons were fucking giant?
Yeah, and they have to wear it around their
That's
fucking necklace
that's a
Go
help
to
if
in
hell.
I
case
both
they
of you.
fall. And then Pete's in that commercial like, "Help! I've fallen and I can't get up."
He's done the raise my glasses so I
Yeah.
can see the
Fuck.
phone
Let
better.
me bring the phone.
I hate you both. I hate you both so much. I saw the devil. Fuck off.
Yeah. So
You did?
So yes, next week
looking at
we are diving into a movie that technically should have been one Pete brought to us, but this is actually one again that Nate and I both are kind of bringing to the table.
Yeah, we are, but
I've not
this
seen
was
this.
ushered in by Charlie.
It was ushered in by me, and I think I'll save it for next week.
We'll save it for next week.
Save it for next week. There's a reason we're covering it.
There's a lot of not typical things happening for
Great.
this one.
I've not seen this, so I'm genuinely excited to. Watch
This is.
It's got Storm Shadow.
I don't know what that is.
From G.I. Joe.
From G.I. Joe movies.
I know who's okay. I know
It's
G.I.
the
Joe
actor.
Storm Shadow. I don't know who that is.
You'll know him when you see him. You're like, oh, that's Storm
No,
Shadow.
I won't because I didn't see the G.I.
Don't
Joe
worry.
movies.
He's only getting referred to as Storm Shadow the entire movie.
Yeah, I'm
So
not
be ready for
confident
that.
by
Guy
his
from
character.
Brotherhood of the Wolf.
No, that's Mark
No,
Dacascos.
That's Mark
Yes.
Dacascos.
Okay. Because if
That's-
it's
that's
Mark
not Storm Shadow.
Dacascos, I'm
And if
in.
Mark Dacascos would have played Snake Eyes, he would have only been referred to as Snake Eyes.
Or Ass of Granite.
Yes.
That's.
Ass of Granite.
But anyway, we are covering I Saw the Devil. It is a Korean film. You will have to read. I think it's on Tubi right now.
Yep.
That's
It's on
last.
I got
TV,
it
it's
from
everywhere.
the library, so
Yeah.
but I
Readily
think, yeah.
accessible. I want to say watch it. If you're sensitive to certain things, maybe read the descriptions about it. Read the parental guide
I'm
or
jumping in
something.
feet first.
Yeah.
Pete, we're not worried about you. You're going to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, any of
All
our
I'm gonna say
listeners.
is buckle up, buckaroos. It's about to be a rough ride.
Buckle up, buckaroos.
Is Nate drinking?
No, that was me.
Oh.
That's the South Park
He
bit.
was doing a really good Caitlin.
Yeah. I'm really good at it. Really good at it. All right. So if you want to
She
keep up
murders
with us,
people and gets away
ran
with
over
it.
somebody.
Ooh, Ji-Won Kim is the director. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
This is going to
That-
be a different
That guy
episode.
does some fucked up shit.
Yeah. This is,
There's your warning, people.
yeah. This. I think the closest we ever got was our high tension episode, and I think this is going to be better.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
yeah. So it's gonna be a good episode
Oh,
next week.
Oh God.
Yeah. Just
Tale of
listen
Two
to Pete. So-
Sisters. The
So
Good,
yeah,
the
if
Bad,
you
and the
want
Weird.
to
Yeah,
continue
this
with
director's a fucking maniac. I'm really excited now.
you want to follow this thought process that we have here, you can always check us out over at Give Me Back My Action Movies, the Facebook group. Give Me Back My Horror Movies, the Facebook group. Both of us are on Instagram under both of those names. We are on TikTok. We are on Threads. We are on X. Still on YouTube. Haven't been banned or anything yet. So that's still going. Yeah, make sure you rate us 5 stars, please, over on Spotify and iTunes. If you can leave a review on iTunes, we greatly appreciate it. We're really trying to bump those numbers up. It just kind of helps with the algorithm or whatever
Eventually,
that thing
we're gonna
is.
have a contest. You already heard us talk about this.
Yeah.
So until we get the idea, just come on, click on the like.
We're
click on
putting the
thingy.
pieces together.
Yeah.
We're putting the pieces together. I'll try to get something
leave a
better
review.
than a $8 DVD as a prize.
Yeah, he'll do like a $10 DVD.
See, that's
How
better.
about
better.
My Dirty Underwear? Would that work?
No,
We can throw it in.
no, not.
Each host gets to send you something. All 3 of us send you dirty underwear.
I'm not. That's not what you're going to get from me. I send DVDs. I can't guarantee what
You're
if you
guaranteed to get one $10
don't-
DVD and
Don't
2
kink
used
shame
pairs of
people.
pants.
Some people like DVDs. Some people like dirty
If
underwear.
you choose to give these two your address, I have no control.
I tell you what, it could be
Okay.
a mystery prize, and the mystery prize could be anything, including used underwear from 2 of the hosts.
Again, if you don't want that in your mailbox, don't give them your address. Okay, I run.
If we start just randomly messaging you on Instagrams about needing your address,
Look at the name, because if it's the action one, that is me. If it's from anything other,
Nate, do
it's
you have
these
his
two
password?
juckleheads. No, he doesn't, because technically he's
Nate.
tagged in on mine. So
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
and
Okay.
I monitor
Can we get,
my
like-
shit. Okay,
All right, so I can open up a false account. Like
I
give
got
me
like
back my action with a K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spell check. Spell check.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
totally.
Someone
I'm doing
hack
that right
our.
now.
Yeah, someone be a bot for us and like steal our identity. That way we know we made it
I'll
big
just take
time.
the artwork too and make it.
Yeah, and then like send a message going, "Me need money for Prince of Action
We're
movies."
starting a Patreon. Send us money to start the Patreon.
Hey, I keep trying to come up with a way to cancel
Send
us
it
because
to
controversy that equals views, baby.
PayPal
So I'm like, maybe if we
bank.com.
get like canceled for doing something naughty, like sending people use underwear, maybe that's it.
Is that naughty or is that?
You're the
that's
first
something-
one to yell at us if something goes a little off color.
Yeah, but now I want to get canceled. That way we get the views.
You want to get canceled?
I'm trying to.
Oh,
I think The Rock's not going to like us after this episode.
True.
No,
we gave The Rock a pat on the back for this one.
Yeah.
A smack on the bum.
Sean William Scott is now got a mortal enemy with
Speaking
Pete.
about smackers on the bum, I have some dirty underwear for you, dear listener.
All you gotta do is just give us your address.
Just give
and
us
me
your
$1.
address.
We're not giving
And
you
$1 for shipping and handling.
No.
Well, something like that.
You
I'll
guys
put
are
it in a Ziploc bag to keep the aroma, the essence.
If you don't give us $1, you're
so
gonna
that-
catch a little thunder, maybe a little lightning.
Oh, for fuck's sake!